Okay, hello beautiful people of planet Earth. On the way back home now, heading down Castlereagh Road to go down through the outskirts of Sydney. Not sure if we've videoed this before. We've had a big day out today on the VFR1200F. It's quite dirty. It's been a rainy day today. Lots of dirt. Clean the screen, clean my mirrors, clean me peepers, clean me bloody visor. Bike is a little bit worse for wear, but she'll get it clean eventually. Oh Jesus, the old exhaust needs a bit of a going over. Anyway, she's fared very well today. I'm just in my Alpine Star boots, jeans, Macna Macna summer jacket. I have the wet gear in the bags. I have been using them. As I said, we did get wet today. Boots aren't wet rated. Gloves, I have a fucking pair of Macna rain gloves in the back of my bags. But we should be fine here now today. This thing has handled magnificently today. But now we must go home, and we shall discuss a few things on the way. GPS set, full tank of fuel, and away we go. The route that we are taking is on the outskirts of Sydney. It's a beautiful little road. It's not exactly the killer route that I've been riding today, but it is certainly a hell of a lot better than taking the freeway home, that's for sure. We will need to blast past a few people here to get a nice clean run though. And away we go. Okay, we better drop the visor perhaps, which is a bit pity because it's a little bit stuffy today. When I was doing my zoom and scoot out there on the north of Sydney, the weather was something else, let me tell you. So unfortunately I didn't really get any good footage. I also stuffed up some of my GoPro settings. We didn't get any audio. The helmet was fogging up. Yes, I do have a pin lock in my helmet. Yes, it is a Shoei GT Air helmet. It's not some $300 heap of shit. But for some reason, they haven't helped me if I just couldn't get a clear viz through my helmet. So, missed some very nice footage that way, north of Sydney. We'll try to make up for it out here then, shall we? I've just had lunch, or I should say a late lunch. It's 4:30 now. So we've had a late lunch here in Windsor, which is right at the northwest of Sydney. There's two suburbs out here, Richmond and Windsor. And then after that, it's into the bush. And away you go. Which is, you know, obviously where we have our fun on our bikes. But yeah, it was a very wet afternoon, so not exactly ideal video conditions. Oh yes, go the old troopy, well done. I'm hoping to get a nice run all the way along here. Can shoot up there into the mountains there, but no, it's too late for that. This is basically my run home. I live on the southwest of Sydney. I'm currently on the northwest of Sydney, and do the maths on that, I think it's fairly obvious to see that I'm scooting around from the northwest to the southwest I'm not going into Sydney, I'm not using any of the main roads in the western suburbs of Sydney. I'm going all the way around out here, which I like. I would like very much to blow this guy away if I could, and I think I will just up here right now. Old Smokey wants to fucking give it a go, but that's not going to happen. He thinks he's driving a bloody X5M with 600 horsepower, but you're not. It's an old diesel smoke alarm, so do everybody a favour and just let the traffic go by, please. Beautiful up there in the mountains, absolutely beautiful. Have been up there a couple of times. Well worth a visit. Great riding around Sydney. Highly recommended, preferably of course when it's dry. Has been a very wet year. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but if you're definitely from Australia, you'll know that we've been copping an absolutely piss down of rain this year. It's been a massively wet year, so all the roads outside Sydney are a fairly bad state of condition. But the road that I just took today, which was extremely bad a few months ago, has had some attention placed on it and was pretty good. Not to mention the fact I've also had the suspension fixed on the old Red Rocket, the big missile, the big cruiser bruiser. I wouldn't say she handled like a CBR today, but she handled a lot lighter than a 270 kilo sports tourer. If you don't know much about the VFR1200F, it's pretty much the best, bar none, sports tourer out there. Oh, you'll give me some bullshit answers about what about the Concourse, the ZX, the GTR 1400, the FJR, even my Goldwing you might even bring up. You might even bring up something stupid like the H2SX or something like that. Well, you show me a bike that has 3 dedicated hard cases on it, 2 dedicated panniers, removable, and a removable top box. I don't think there's anything else out there. And unless you are unfamiliar with that, or the size of most luggage devices out there, in my instance that is 90 litres. You also have the option of getting a 45 litre top box, which will then give you 105 litres of hard dedicated storage that is removable, completely clean, and makes the bike look completely clean, makes the bike look like a sports bike. You can't take cases off other bikes and make them look normal. A K1600 GT with the bags taken off looks fucking ridiculous. You know, it's not a sports tourer. Well, you know, it is, but it isn't, if you know what I mean. So I have all my cases and luggage on the back. I hardly ever take them off. I hit ridiculous speeds with this thing, and it gets there ridiculously fast. So this thing here may not be a CBR, but it does a pretty good bloody imitation of one. At 200, well, I say 70, I just round it up. I believe to be accurate it's 265 litres. Sorry, kilograms. 265 kilograms. And again, to put that into perspective, a CBR, an R1, etc, etc, ZX10, they all hover around the 200 kilo mark. Sports tourers will generally be 250 plus. No, I love this thing. It's a great bike, and it handled very well today on relatively challenging roads, and they became extremely challenging with road under repair, essentially, in the rain, unmarked, even in some places getting down to one lane. So there's some pretty interesting riding out there, and again, it's a shame we don't have any footage of it, but what do you do? We've got some nice roads out here. I will, using the old remote, which is currently linked to my 360 there. You should be able to see the 360 hanging off the back, and obviously my Hero 9. Oh, that's my little, I have a nice little rest down there sometimes next to the water. Not today, keep pushing. I will use the remote and I will cut off some of the footage coming up, I suppose, fairly soon. As I said, we are skirting around Sydney. I mean, this is obviously rural country area. Sydney is just over there, and we're coming up very close to the western suburbs, which is Penrith. I will turn the camera off there because we'll just be going down 60-80k double lane roads through a built-up area. No significance. I don't really think anybody in the world out there, be it Europe or America or wherever you may be from, really gives two knobs of goat shit about Penrith, because, well, I don't, and nor does anybody else pretty much in Australia. In other words, what I'm trying to say is nothing of significance. This is significant. This is rural countryside. This is what we get out on our bikes for, is to get away from the built-up areas and the shitty slummy suburbs. This is the areas that we live to get out to. It just so happens to be that this is a few minutes from Sydney. If I turn off this road, go left, 5 minutes and I'm pretty much into the built-up area, well, the outer built-up areas of Sydney. But where's the fun in riding through that to get home? I'd much rather prefer to be out here. And as I'm whistling and rustling and annoying the piss out of myself here, when I turn my camera off as I'm just in up there and going through Penrith somewhere, I'll put my bloody earplugs in. Because even with my visor down here at the moment, let me tell you, she's a little bit noisy. It's a bit windy out there at the moment, not dramatically so, but noticeably so. Noticeably enough that just putting a pair of little, well, technically disposable foamies, a couple of little, you know, pinch, roll, jam them in your ear. That's all I need to do is just boop, boop, just tap them into my ear, and that's enough to get a lot of the helmet noise, the wind noise coming through my helmet. You're probably not picking it up on the audio, but I am picking it up. Hopefully it doesn't affect the way that I'm going to communicate, as in I can't hear my own voice, but at the moment I'm about to fucking scratch my fucking ears out because it's getting a little bit fucking unpleasant on my ears. I'm led to believe that out here somewhere amongst all this water, or some of the watery areas out here, 100% definitely out here somewhere, is the old aquatic centre. When I say aquatic centre, I don't mean swimming pool, I mean aquatic centre, anything to do with water, from the Sydney Olympics 2000. So you know, whatever that white water rafting shit is, where they go through the fucking squirmy things, all the way to, obviously, you know, the K2s, the kayaks, the fucking the rowing with the foursomes and the eights. Don't forget, Sydney here used to hold the Olympics in the year 2000, so a lot of the infrastructure was out here in Western Sydney, obviously. The athletic stadium, as far as I'm led to believe, is still in the city. I'm pretty sure that's the stadium we use for footy and soccer and, you know, all that sort of shit. Pretty sure that was the stadium that was used for the Olympics, but all the other ancillary shit, equestrian, rowing, etc., it's all out here. Anyway, how about we call it quits there for now, and I'll get back to you on the other side, because we're now about to drive through some boring shit, and there's not really much to see here except metropolitan, built-up, suburban Sydney. So pretty sure that'll bore the piss out of you. Oh, there you go, Whitewater Stadium. So that would have been from the Olympics. Regatta Centre. That's from the Olympics. Okay, well, you know, we're not going to go there, we're not going to have a look. I'm not that fucking interested anyway. Catch you on the other side of Penrith later. Welcome back. We've just crossed over the mighty metropolis of Penrith in Western Sydney, and we're now going on my Part B road, Mulgoa. Nice little Part 2 of my outskirts of Sydney. Ring road round the back, sort of how's your father? And I have my earplugs in now, so thanking you so much. That's making a lot of difference. Oh, you did not miss anything. Just a lot of red lights. I think I pretty much got every single one. So we've done the northwest of Sydney, we've just crossed over the west of Sydney, and we're now heading down towards the southwest of Sydney. Still green, still beautiful. Hey, watch the road. Yep, we're in only a couple of weeks away now from summer, and we're still getting rain. Normally we would be dry. Oh, not even normally. It's getting a lot wetter these days, let's put it that way. It was a lot drier and a lot hotter when I first got to Sydney in 2000-ish. It's getting a lot more tropical down here in summer now. And it is quite humid now. It's 27 degrees there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not too bad for this time of year. But it's definitely humid thanks to that rain. I have my mesh jacket on. I have my mesh summer gloves on. I've got my jeans. Yep, we're we're not fucking all leathered up, let me tell you. I can survive a fall at 100 k's an hour. I probably couldn't survive a fall at double of that. We'll just leave that conversation there for now, and we won't delve any further into that if you don't mind. I do have all the gear, and I'm probably dressed a little bit heavier if it's going to be an R1 day, just in case. But let's just say this bike was seeing a lot of CBR action today and a lot less VFR action today. So yeah, dressed accordingly I suppose would be the argument. But anyway, this is motorcycle gear. But yeah, these gloves are probably the bare fucking minimum. I do have another pair of vented gloves at home. I have a very nice RST summer vented leather jacket. as in there's a fair bit of leather on it, but there's also a fair bit of mesh, as in like that stuff. But unfortunately the sizing is all types of wrong. A little bit due to myself. Long story unbelievably short, let's call it a 3XL. I probably should have gone with the 2XL, but I have the return organised, so I'll have to send that back and get another jacket. I will try the 2XL. If that doesn't work, then yeah, that jacket is probably a bit of a dud. I did take it into the alteration place, and she does all the motorcycle leathers and everything, and she just goes, yeah, nah, send it back, it's not worth it. So she only does the collars and the cuffs and the zippers and that sort of stuff. She goes, mate, that's I have to fucking pull this whole thing to pieces, and I'm not willing to do that. So alright, well that's part 2 almost done apparently, according to the GPS. We'll now go off onto part 3, which is kind of the fun part. Might get a little bit saucy up there, you never know. Again, depends on the road, because if I have to be honest, I don't think that I can recall having gone up there for a while. They might have repaired it a little bit up there as well, perhaps. The Nepean River lookouts. Well, that'll be a continue then. Look, I don't need the GPS, I just like to keep a track of things. It's definitely not necessary. I really got to get past this guy, otherwise he's just going to completely ruin my mojo. Got to blow him away, because up here, let me tell you, some nice riding. Very limited opportunities to overtake if there's 4 or 5 cars in a row. Please no more traffic if you don't mind, that would be great. Nice sweepy rolly hills undulating through the rural terrain. Ah, what's to hate? Beautiful. Lap this up before it maybe turns all brown and dead. And I say 26 is fairly warm, and for some people that's probably extremely warm, but we can throw another 2 in front of that. In January, do not be surprised if she's 46 out here. So yeah, she's not going to be so green and lush and tropical. If that's to be the case, things will be drying out and heating up quite badly. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather go for a cooler ride with all my gear on than die in the arse at fucking 45 degrees centigrade. Nice pub up here, very nice pub. Too slow, sorry. Yeah, that pub up there on the corner, pulled up there for a beer the other weekend. Treat yourself, Wallacia Hotel, she'd be nice. Okay, she's a left and a right and a left and a right, right. Where are we going? Up, yep, up here. Greendale Road, that's the one. No, I haven't been here for a while. I do know it. And last week I came here, we did not go back on Greendale Road. We went back the other way. This could be a fucking good ride, this could be a bad one. Let's have a look at the road and determine it as we go. But it has been pretty lumpy and bumpy, at least from memory. This is a little hamlet, a little village, a little town just outside the southwest of Sydney. It's not connected to anything. It just seems to be some form of a population centre. You wouldn't, I suppose, technically call it Sydney. It's in the Greater Sydney area, but it is not literally and physically connected to Sydney, although it's well within the realms of being within the area. So you get to live in the country, not technically be too far from Sydney, and still, you know, own some land and have some property. Yeah, they might have worked on the road. Either way though, it's not a bad way to get around the city, is it? I have arrived at a checkpoint. Continue. Maybe get on it a little bit and see how we go. Do have to keep an eye on the road out here though. Anything could happen. Every corner for me is pretty much a blind corner. I don't handle this thing like a racetrack because you just don't know what's on the other side. Even if I was to ride this stuff daily, I'd still, you know, exercise caution. But I really, really do like this road. The only downside, because this bike is so refined, so well engineered, even with the Akrapovic exhaust on it, with my earplugs in, it's very hard to read the revs. I can carry a little bit too much speed sometimes into a corner or be in the wrong gear. It's just a little bit hard to sometimes judge it accurately off feel and or noise. Somebody's been doing fishtails and donuts up the road. Well done. Fuck me dead. Doing burnouts up here all night long. A little bit floaty in spots. crosswind there. Unsettling, but manageable. Nice chunk of bloody rubble there. Yep, I remember that corner, so that's still stuffed. So okay, they haven't done anything up here. Holy Jesus. Woeful state of condition of the road up here. I believe they've done some work in other areas, but yeah, that part still hasn't been done, or it continues to break every time they fix it. Either way, it's a place I'm familiar with. And again, I'm not attacking this at 10/10, so I've always got a escape plan. If I get around the corner and need to shimmy left or shimmy right, I can do so. I'm not taking a corner so hot that I've got only one line to pick from, and if there's something in the middle of it, I'm fucked. No, 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 no. This isn't a racetrack. This is the real world, and you do need to have plan B. Every crest that you go over, you just don't know what's on the other side, so, you know, you're not flat shat over the top, because could be anything sitting right here. If you need to do a quick sort of evasive move, you need to have that up your sleeve and able to be able to do it. Again, what's up the top of here, I don't know. Clear and then go. And it's not pool table smooth down here either, by the way. She's a bit lumpy and bumpy. What's around the corner? Don't know. Ooh, good bitumen. What does good bitumen mean? Well, the last time I would have gone over that hill, maybe it was bad bitumen. Something up ahead, slow down and go through. Always looking, always trying to find what's up ahead that could cause me grief. Oh, there's the crosswind again. Still got my GoPro. Yep. Well done, son. It's usually a pretty clean run up here. There we go, that's the only one car that I've pretty much seen. This is a nice little spot up here, I really do like it. We don't have much left to go. This is pretty much the home stretch now. bloody windscreen. Lovely little run, VFR. Oh god, I love this bike. And that is that. And that is how you do a little bit of a fucking zoot 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 to get home. And as you can see, there's fucking shit up here, so it's back to reality. Liverpool-ish. Oh, quick, go, 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 go. Oh, you dirty, dirty dog. This is all brand new stuff out here. Look at it. Well, just screaming, take me, abuse me, use me, make me your bitch. But unfortunately, we are now crossing over the main sort of loop around kind of road, northern road. Great, oh fucking fantastic road, love that. That's a Goldwing road. Just cruise all the way down, all the way up, love it. But yeah, once we cross over that, then it's we're starting to get into Sydney. So in other words, don't push your fucking luck. You've had your shit and you've had your giggle. Come on. I hope I've triggered the bloody... Yes, I have. Thank you. Only thing I'm missing now, this is prime. This is primo cruise control. But there is no cruise control. I will eventually have a cruise control sitting right in there, in between my park brake and my instrument fucking cluster, whatever, heater grips, etc, etc. I'll put a MC cruise control right in through there, then doop doop doop, and then just roll on home. Because this road here is the last sort of stretch of quiet-ish road. Although we are obviously now, we're getting into Sydney now. So, yeah, it's quiet-ish. And it's nice just to put on my Goldwing, 85 k's an hour, and then just cruise on in. I mean, it's not that hard to just sit on the throttle here. It is a DCT after all. Just adjust your hand as required. But no, I definitely want to get cruise control on this bike. Prevents you from getting a full head of steam and doing something stupid. It's nice to relax, stretch out a little bit, etc, etc. I do love cruise control on my Goldwing. I'm not desperately chasing it for my R1. I don't think I'll probably end up putting it on. But for this bike, yeah, this big old beautiful thing, it does do some kilometres, and I'd like to do more kilometres with it. And it doesn't all have to be twisty. She will see some highways, New England Highway, Hume Highway, maybe even up to the Bruce Highway in Queensland. It'll see some highways, so yeah, cruise control would not be a bad thing, because I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm an absolute beast, I'm an absolute unit. However, I'm also a 50-year-old veteran with 25 years service and a medical pension and discharge from the army. So 1 + 1 = 2, yeah? My body ain't quite what she used to be. So sometimes, as much as I can have fun, and I did have some extreme fun out there north of Sydney today, and as you just saw just back there, it doesn't mean I can back it up the following day or the following day after that. So I'm happy to amend and change my plans and my routes as I see fit. And if that means day 2 is pretty much all highway kilometres and we're only going to do 300 to 400 k's and be on the bike for 3 or 4 hours at the most, then you know what, so be it. There's no need to push yourself, no need to do anything stupid, no need to be uncomfortable and not enjoy yourself. Do what you got to do. Alright, well, I'm not really all that sure what more I can do, what more I can say, what more I can show you. What I will do is I will say thanks for joining me, and I will continue to roll the camera. I may even continue to talk. I'm not the world's greatest editor, so how I generally do these is one shot. So start, do, finish, stop, and then quickly edit that together in very basic video editing software. So what am I trying to say there? I'm not sure how to splice all these videos together, so if I suddenly say goodbye and that's the end of that, but it's actually not, then, well, I suppose the easiest way is just to, actually, you know what, we'll continue up to the next set of main lights and we'll pretty much call it there. I've got the remote there, and then I'll just say goodbye and squeeze the tit. I don't think we've got all that much further up there anyway, and then after that it's pretty much cruise on down to the motorway, and then I'll do a motorway run back home. So again, not really missing much. And that was highly illegal. You would say, well, he didn't technically run a red light. Well, you see, that's the thing. He didn't need to run a red light. He just needs to not show caution for the orange. And he showed no caution whatsoever. He just hammered it through. That, here in Australia, is an offence on itself. In other words, take all due care and attention to attempt to bring the vehicle to a reasonable stop. I.e., the charge is basically running a yellow light because you can't be fucked and you want to smash it through the lights before it turns red. So I have been done for that. And you should just see Sydney coming up over the horizon now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, yep, there we go. Those white buildings is roughly where I live, which is Liverpool. So that's a little small city, and then right off in the distance on the horizon you can actually see Sydney proper. Lovely. That's a great view today. You can see a few actual sort of high-rise points of interest. But the closest one with the white one straight ahead, that's roughly, I live off to the right of that, but right behind that was actually the CBD, so Sydney Harbour. Sydney Harbour, Opera House, Sydney Harbour Bridge, blah, 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 blah. The city of Sydney. I hope that comes actually through in the footage, but it was bright as can be. That's the lights where I said I'll call it quits. So as you can see, we're now pretty much really in the thick of it, and it's all downhill from here. We are now in Sydney. I used to live here is what I'm trying to basically say. Well, actually I did. I lived just off to the left here for a few years. We are in Sydney. So thanks for joining me for my little lap around Sydney. It's certainly a lot more fun to go around than to go through here, is it not? and hopefully next time, if I don't screw up my GoPro, I will actually be able to show you the footage of where the days of real fun was had. I won't say that I didn't have fun there on the way home, but I had a hell of a lot more fun during the day's activities with a group. Oh, I forgot to mention that it was actually a group ride, so we were with a group of about a dozen or so people. It was a rainy day, so a good 10 people that were supposed to come and did not come, but I did. Alright, well, I literally live down there, 2 minutes around the block. Alright, well that's it, we're right in the guts of Sydney now, so see you later. Nothing more to talk about, nothing more to see, just shit cars, shit roads, shit traffic, shit people. Alright, thanks for joining me, catch you on the next ride, stay safe, Zig out.